Do you love silly stories for kids? Why not consider joining our family? You can even get a very special message from one of your favourite silly stories for kids characters. Head over to the website to find out more. It's your support that helps us to continue to make exciting stories and more crazy content.
Did somebody say crazy?
Oh, Pimpin, no. Pimpin!
One day, 3 little kids named Phoebe, Lucy, and James were all playing in their backyard. Now, they had been playing for quite some time, playing all kinds of different games. They had been playing with the balls, and they'd been playing with bikes, and they'd been playing in the sandpit, but they had decided that now was the time to play in the cubby house. "Come on, Lucy, let's go." "Okay, Phoebe," said Lucy. "Are you coming, James?" James smiled and raced off after the 2 little girls, and they all went inside the cubby house. Inside, they were playing tea parties, serving each other nice little cups of tea and pretend plates of cakes. They'd been playing for a little bit when Lucy decided it was time to go play something different. She walked over to the door of the cubby house and opened it, and when she did, something's changed. What's that?" The other kids looked outside as well, and all of a sudden, they were no longer in their backyard. "Where are we?" said Lucy. "I don't know," said Phoebe. "What's going on?" They looked around and realised that they were all of a sudden somewhere very, very sandy. "What's going on here?" said Phoebe. They looked around really carefully until eventually Phoebe noticed something. "What's that big pointy thing over there?" That's a pyramid," said Lucy. "A pyramid," said Phoebe. "What? We must be in Egypt. How did we get to Egypt?" said Lucy. "I have no idea. Let's go have a look." So the 3 kids started walking over towards the pyramid. It was very exciting. They'd never been to Egypt before. "I'm so hot," said James. "Me too," said Lucy. "Let's keep going," said Phoebe. "We're almost there." When they got to the base of the pyramid, they stood and they looked up. "Wow," said Phoebe. "This is so big." So big," said Lucy. "It's amazing," said James. All of a sudden, a tiny little door opened at the base of the pyramid, and a little bunny rabbit stuck his head out.
Excuse me," he said. You might want to get inside pretty quick."
"Why's that?" said Lucy.
"Because it is about to be a sandstorm."
"A sandstorm?" said Phoebe.
"Yes, quick, come."
As the kids were looking, they turned and saw a giant cloud of sand starting to blow towards them. "Quick," said Phoebe, "jump inside." So Phoebe, Lucy, and James all jumped inside the pyramid after the bunny rabbit. The bunny rabbit quickly closed the door.
"Well done, everybody. Good job," he said. "I think you might need to stay here for a little while."
"Oh, yes," said Phoebe. "We're going to have to stay here until the storm blows over." "Yeah, I don't want to get all sandy inside my mouth and inside my hair," said Lucy. "That would be yuck." James agreed. So the 3 kids turned towards the bunny and said, "Thank you. We would have been in trouble without you."
"You're welcome. Well, while we're waiting, would you like to play some very special pyramid games?"
Definitely," said Phoebe. "Of course," said Lucy. "I want to play," said James. So the 3 kids decided that they would play some games with the bunny rabbit inside the pyramid. "What game can we play first?" said Phoebe.
"Well, one of my favourite games to play inside the pyramid is Pyramid Hide and Seek."
"Ooh, that sounds fantastic," said Lucy.
"Yes, all right. So you can hide first and I will be the finder," said the bunny.
"Okay, how do we not get lost?"
"Oh, okay. Well, here, everybody put on one of these bracelets."
And so the bunny rabbit handed out 3 little bracelets to the kids. "Okay, what do these do?"
"Well, if you ever get lost, just press this button."
He pressed the button on each one of their bracelets.
"And see, now you can see the little arrow that will point you in the direction to get right back here."
"Oh, that's fantastic," said Phoebe.
"Yes," said the bunny. "It is a very clever invention. So quickly, you kids go hide and I will come find you."
"Oh, okay," said Phoebe. "Let's go." So the 3 kids raced off into the pyramid to go find special places to hide. As they ran around inside the pyramid, they were amazed at all the wonderful things that they could see. There was all kinds of treasure and statues. It was amazing. But they needed to find somewhere to hide quite quickly. So Phoebe raced into a giant room and looked around, and there was gold and jewels everywhere. Wow, she said. Maybe I'll hide over here. She saw a giant vase and jumped inside. Quick, go find somewhere else to hide. Okay, said Lucy, I'll find somewhere. So she ran off into the next room. And as she did, she saw a very, very big pot. Oh, this is a good spot. So she jumped inside the pot. James kept running, trying to find somewhere to hide. He was finding it very, very difficult until he saw something. Oh, he saw a big open casket. So he jumped inside the casket and pulled the lid over. And then they waited. The bunny was hopping around the pyramid trying to find the kids. Bounce, 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 bounce. He was looking very carefully. Ooh, I wonder. He went into the first room and saw the giant vase. I believe somebody might be in here, he said. And Phoebe stuck her head out. How did you know? She said. I've played this game many times before, said the bunny. It is one of my favorites. Now let's go find your sister, he said. Oh, great idea, said Phoebe. So Phoebe and the bunny started racing around the pyramid trying to find Lucy. Where could she be? Where could she be? They started searching all the different rooms until Phoebe saw the big pot. I bet she's in the pot, said Phoebe. Oh, that is very clever, said the bunny. Let's go have a look. So Phoebe and the bunny raced over towards the pot and stuck their heads over the sides to have a look. Boo, said the bunny. Whoa, said Lucy. You found me. Yes, we did, said the bunny. Now we need to find one more person. Where is your little brother? Said the bunny. Oh, let's start looking. They started looking all over the pyramid, but they could not find James anywhere. Everywhere they tried, they could not see him, until eventually Lucy saw the casket. He wouldn't have climbed in there, would he? Oh, I certainly hope not. Why do you hope not? Said Phoebe. Well, that's actually not a normal casket. It's actually a trick casket. A trick casket? What does that mean? Well, we better go check. So they walked up towards where the casket was and opened it up. And there inside was James. Uh-oh, said the bunny. What do you mean, uh-oh, said Phoebe. Well, when people go inside the casket, very strange things start to happen. Like what? Said Phoebe. Said James. Uh-oh, said Phoebe. What is he saying? He is talking a very ancient, crazy little language, and he is saying very funny things. Really? Said Lucy. Very funny, said the bunny. Said James. How do we put him back to normal? Well, this isn't even the half of it. Just keep watching. Watch what? Said Phoebe. As they watched, all of a sudden, James started to dance. He started wiggling and shaking and yelling all kinds of funny little noises. Oh dear, said Lucy. James started spinning and jumping around. Look at him go, said the bunny. This is great. I wonder what's going to happen next. As they were watching, James not only sung and danced and yelled things in funny languages, he next started to be able to fly. And he was flying around inside the pyramid, zooming past all the things, and as he flew, all kinds of treasure started falling to the ground everywhere behind him. James, what are you doing? Said Phoebe. He couldn't help it. He continued to fly and treasure started falling and the bunny started laughing and Phoebe and Lucy were very confused. How do we put our brother back to normal? Said Lucy. Well, said the bunny, there's only one way. We need to get him to the very top of the pyramid. Oh, okay, said Lucy. James, come with us. But James was having too much fun. He said as he flew around. Oh dear, how are we ever going to catch him? Just then, Lucy looked across and saw two nets on the ground. Maybe we can catch him in a net, she said. Good idea, said Phoebe. So Phoebe and Lucy both picked up a net each and started chasing off after James. Come here, James, said James as he was flying around. Phoebe dove to try and catch him, but she missed and knocked over one of the big vases. Smash! It smashed all over the floor. Uh-oh, said the bunny. Keep trying, he said. Lucy was racing off after him and she jumped to try and catch him, but she missed as well and started tumbling down a set of stairs. Oh dear, we need to work together, said Phoebe. Okay, said Lucy. We can do this. So Phoebe and Lucy both got on opposite sides of James and guided him into a corner until he was very cornered. Said James as he was flying around. Not this time, said Phoebe. She jumped up and scooped him up in her net. I've got him, she said.
Quick, let's take him to the very top of the pyramid,
said the bunny. So Phoebe and Lucy very quickly took James all the way up to the top. And when they got there, the bunny opened a tiny little trapdoor, and Phoebe, Lucy, and James were all standing at the very top of the pyramid. By now, the sandstorm had settled down, and they were looking out at the amazing view. Wow, we are so high, said Phoebe. This is incredible, said Lucy. Said James. How do we fix him?
Well, said the bunny, what you need to do is hold on to that net and slide down the side of the pyramid.
Really, said Phoebe.
Really,
said the bunny. Okay. So Phoebe and Lucy both held onto the net with James trapped inside, and they slid down the side of the pyramid. All the way to the bottom, where they landed in a giant pile of sand. They rolled through all the sand and eventually got back up to their feet.
I got sand in my mouth,
said Phoebe. Me too, said Lucy. Ugh, me three, said James. James, you're back to normal. Hooray, cried the girls.
Well done, girls. You have done a very good job. Thank you so much for coming to visit the pyramid, but I believe your cubby house is about to disappear.
What? Said Phoebe. They looked across and they could see their cubby house was starting to fade. Quick, we better get back inside. So Phoebe and Lucy and James all quickly raced away from the pyramid, waving goodbye to the bunny as they went, Bye, Mr. Bunny. Thank you.
I'm glad you had fun. We'll see you next time,
said the bunny. They raced across to their cubby house and opened the door and closed it again. When they were back inside, they all sat down on the chairs. Can I have a cup of tea? Said Lucy. Definitely, said Phoebe. I need one too. Me three, said James. So the three kids sat down and had a cup of tea together. Do you think it's safe to go back outside? Maybe, said Lucy. We can only try. So they opened the door, and as they did, they were back in their own backyard. Thank goodness, said Phoebe. Yeah, said Lucy. I'm so glad to be home. Me three, said James. As they stepped out of the cubby house, their mum saw them. Hey kids, what have you been playing? She said. Well, said Phoebe, I don't think you'd believe us, even if we told you. And that is the end of the story.
This story has been brought to you by Big Bunny's teleporting cubby houses. Have you had enough of having your cubby house only in your backyard? Make sure you can take it to any backyard in the whole entire world by getting yourself a Big Bunny's teleporting cubby house. We hope that you are enjoying Silly Stories for Kids, and make sure to leave us a review saying that you are enjoying the podcast. This has been me, Big Bunny.
And me, Sam. We'll see you next time.